If it's a frozen drink, the boba would freeze.
Big.
Yeah, drink it fast.
Nasty.
They usually put it in there warm.
Oh.
Right.
Boom.
Got it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
We're already rolling.
Oh.
That'll be a really
All
fun
right, let's do
little-
this. Coming to pre-tape from the LA Mission College Studios in Los Angeles, California. This is the Best Coast Show, presented to you by LA Sports Nation. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera, and welcome back, my co-host, the lovely Meg Preston, everyone. Woo!
Thank you.
Meg, where'd you go?
I was just
Like-
MIA.
like
I
you
was
were gone.
I was gone.
But where did you go? We know that you're gone. We just
I
don't
actually
know.
wasn't too far away, but I wasn't.
Close?
You know where they filmed The Office?
No. Where
That's
do they
where
film
I
The
was.
Office?
At Chandler Valley Studios.
In.
Yeah, they're like in Van Nuys, Panorama City. That's where I was. So I got to be where Michael Scott and
What were you
Dwight
doing
Schrute
there?
were filming.
What were you filming? Can you not tell us? Or
I'll tell you one of them because it's season 3. It was Best Baker in America, and that's where I was. I was filming that.
Which segues us into the question I asked you during the Thanksgiving episode. What were we going to do after the Thanksgiving episode? What was our
not
before and
sure.
after? You don't remember?
Nope.
Johnny, she doesn't remember.
What are you talking?
I don't know what you're talking about.
How much do you weigh now? What is the differential? What is the differential in pre-tape Meg and post-tape Meg?
It doesn't matter, and I have no idea.
You don't ask
Really?
the
I didn't
girl
weigh
how much she
myself.
weighs.
Guests need to wait to be introduced. We don't ask them about their age. Weight's okay, but you don't
I'd
ask
rather
them.
say my
You
age.
don't ask a
okay.
lady how old she is. You
Tell
can
him
ask
it's
her
none
what
of
she
his
weighs.
business.
I don't know how much I weigh, to be honest with you. So,
Good for you.
yeah.
Good for you.
I'm happy and healthy, and I like to eat what I want to eat.
Body positive? What is
Yeah.
it?
No, I gave up talking bad about myself for Lent.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
I didn't give up anything for Lent.
Well,
That's clear.
that's clear.
That's Curtis
That's
yelling at us from the
evident.
production room.
That was awesome.
But welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're not. You don't have the tan going, so I assume you weren't on some island somewhere this time around.
No, I'm forever like super white, so I don't know why you're surprised that I'm.
Well, usually when you go on
Is it because
hiatus.
I'm wearing white that I look white?
No,
I
it's just
don't
when you
know.
go on hiatus, you come back and you got a tan and.
No, I didn't go to Hawaii this time.
Okay, no
I
island
was
hopping?
like in full work mode, and I didn't see the
Oh.
sun.
How's
it
your
was
mom?
raining, which is great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She has a boyfriend. Sorry about it.
What? Wow, I had a way to tell me now.
I figured that was the next question.
Damn,
So yeah,
that sucks.
he's like sad now.
Yeah, it's like we shouldn't even film the
Just
show.
end the show.
But Nation, today is a Dodgers episode, but that sucks. So with us today, we brought on one of our favorite Dodger shit posters from the Twitter. What's true? She's really good at the tweets.
The
right?
tweets.
At the tweets.
Yeah. She always trolls me. All the time.
That's what we do. That's why
know.
we're kind of like, hey, she should come on the show.
Perfect match.
Yes?
Yeah.
But anyways, Nation, please welcome Janina. I can't even pronounce her name. Janina Storrs to the show. Woo! Janina, thanks for making the trek all the way out here because I heard you were in traffic for a good.
Yes, I
Good
came
amount
from
of time.
Beverly Hills, so
So you probably started your journey at the end of our last episode in November, and then
yeah, with
Nice.
us, LA traffic, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad today.
it was pretty bad,
Yeah.
terrible. So Janina, tell us right off the break, like you keep up with the Twitter every week. Like, what have you been seeing? What have you been feeling? What do you think the atmosphere amongst the Dodger fans is at the moment? Because we didn't sign anybody in the offseason.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't care about their feelings, but I feel like they're a little bit more bitter because we didn't get Harper. And I'm totally fine with that. I don't care.
Do you really want to commit $330 million in 13 years to somebody?
No. Like, I think you should bring up, actually, I saw your tweet saying that you should bring up prospects and save that money. I don't know.
Or sign like 10 other players for that amount of money?
Yeah, he's not like a pool host, so like relax,
But
people.
I don't think he's all that great.
No.
And again, $330 million is a lot of money.
Let's just
lot
say if
of money.
what's his face, Machado
Mm-hmm.
got what 300
for 10 years in San Diego.
yeah, and to me I don't see them as the same level. I think Harper's better.
Really? I think Machado's a better player.
I don't know. Well,
I can tell
at
you
least
who's better
when I saw
looking.
him. Oh God.
That's my thing. I have to
Right,
say it.
and see, and that's what came up on Dodger Twitter this week. I know you keep up more with King's Twitter, but Dodger's Twitter this last week, you know, a friend of the podcast, Frank and Frank, made a joke about how the women on Dodger's Twitter are like extremely thirsty, and they'll like swoon over any stupid thing a Dodger player
That's
will
so
do.
funny.
I think any woman swoons over any baseball player.
Right,
let's
and
just
then
say.
apparently the more feminist-leaning Dodger ladies,
Yeah.
who are hypocrites, feel free to at me, just swarmed onto him, and I was like, Frank, don't apologize, just do you.
They swooned over Bryce Harper?
No, they swarmed onto Frank and started attacking him. And he spent 35 minutes of his own podcast apologizing for it. And I'm like, Frank, don't do that. Don't do that. If they don't like it, they don't have to listen.
Yeah.
They don't have to tune in. They don't have to follow. They don't got to do shit.
That's true.
It's like, it's your podcast. It's your Twitter feed. If you don't like it, hit that block button. Hit the mute button. I need a ton of people. Fuck yeah. I need a ton of
I
people.
believe that.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about muting people, right? So they don't see that you block them because you don't block them. You mute them. And even if I don't,
That's my favorite thing to do.
right?
on
So like
Instagram.
prior to meeting you, you would pop up on my feed all the time, not because I follow you, but because so many people would hit that favorite button.
I'm really popular.
But there are some individuals in Dodger Twitter who, because people favorite or retweet, would come up on the timeline. And I'm like, wow, these opinions are they're just awful. Like, what happened to you? Like, you were dropped in the head as a child. So I just hit the mute button, and then I don't have to deal with them. And then I don't get that sudden urge to like respond like an asshole. So then it gets you into a Twitter thread, and then your thing starts blowing up, and you're just like, I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm an adult. Mute.
It's like a blessing
I'm
and a
an adult,
curse
so I mute
to
them.
Yeah, hell yeah.
block people, and then you could also say whatever you want.
Right.
So
And it's like, if you don't like it, don't follow. Don't tune in. Like, no one's making you watch anything or do anything. And it's the internet. If you're gonna get offended, just unplug your computer, your laptop, your phone. Like,
Agreed.
and what he said wasn't even bad.
What'd he say?
He said that a Dodger player can like post a picture of a shit stain, and the women on Dodger
Cute.
Twitter will swoon over it.
I actually find that really funny.
It is funny. See, because you have a sense of humor.
Well, like it edit that out. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like these days, like, men are walking on eggshells where like they have to watch what they say and do, but like girls literally yell out, "Hey, daddy!" Like, I was at the JT concert this week, and I was like, "Daddy!"
That's
Not,
Justin
not
Timberlake.
Justin Turner, right?
No,
No,
not Justin.
Justin
He doesn't.
Timberlake.
Yeah,
Justin
Justin
Timberlake.
Timberlake. Yeah. And I was like, "Yes, daddy!" Like, to a married man who has kids, because I was just like in front of like every other million girl there. Like, it's fine. People say shit. You just got to keep on walking. Once you touch me, then that's like a fucking oops. Can
It's
I?
a thing.
It's a thing. Like, don't touch me. But say whatever you want. I can't control what you say or think.
That's a fair point.
Or be respectful.
Be respectful. But like me yelling "daddy" to Justin Timberlake isn't it's not
He
respectful.
totally heard you too. Totally
Right.
heard you.
It's like we always like to casually make fun of the women that and I'm sure you've seen them, that go to Dodger Stadium dressed like they're going to a club.
In heels.
Because there's that club that's below the left field pavilion.
Don't even get me started on this. Oh my
They do
God.
that at hockey games
Oh,
all the
The
time.
right,
girls that
okay.
wear mini skirts and crop tops to
Okay,
hockey games. I'm
right.
like,
Yeah, but that's different though. That's completely different.
No, you're cold in
No,
there.
no,
What
it's
are you
completely
talking about?
different because when you go to a hockey game, once you walk through those gates, you're 30, 40 feet from getting into the actual arena where you go to your seat, as opposed to getting into a Dodger game where you have to like walk across an entire parking lot,
Yeah.
which is like a hike, and then you have to go through God knows what to get into your actual seats, which aren't your seats. So the ticket taker person has to be like, "Excuse me, ladies, they're already married. Get up, go to your own seats."
I feel like they do that at Staples Center too. Like, is where you
They
park.
100%
You have to go
do.
up and down the stairs. People get in their seats.
But I'm okay with that because it allows us to do our segment of daughter or date.
because you want to watch them.
Right.
You're okay with it because you want to see the hoochie mamas out there
No,
in their
no,
mini
it
skirts
lets
and
us
crop
play.
tops.
It lets us play our game on Twitter, daughter or date. So in between first period intermission, you go outside and you pick a couple that's clearly a 20 age gap difference, and you go, okay, is that his daughter or his date? And then you're kind of like, okay, they're getting closer. Grabbed her ass, date, boom, and then you just kind of put them on the
I've
internet.
never played that game at Staples Center,
funny.
have you?
I wonder if anyone's played that game with me and Rob, because Rob's 16 years older than me.
That's her
Who's Rob?
boyfriend.
Oh, context. That's her boyfriend. She was also taken and was yelling at another married man at a concert.
I'm very comfortable
That's
with
like her hall
admitting it,
pass.
and he knows what he was getting into. So
You have an obsession with the other JT in Los Angeles, not Justin
Yes.
Turner, which I have an obsession with.
I love him too. He's great.
He is great.
Wasn't he at the Kings game?
He's always at the
He
King
was.
The
James.
other night in Arizona,
In
where they had
Arizona.
spring training.
Yeah,
I saw that.
you got to help each other out. Now, both of you were former Kings Ice Girls, and again, the tweets you'd receive or the interactions you'd have with fans, again, vastly different than the ones that I receive.
I got really bad ones too. I mean, people called
And you
me
just
fat
let-
and gross, and that I was like, I have daddy issues. That's why I'm on a team.
What?
That one's a little weird.
Oh, am I supposed to be offended with that though?
No, because it's how you take it. But
Exactly.
I can't correlate being what effectively is a cheerleader, being on the ice crew, and daddy issues. Now, if you were a stripper, I would probably correlate daddy issues.
Yeah, but I think the ice crew has some. I feel like some girls or even men see the ice crew as like not as positive and more as like. Do you know what I was trying to say?
I think I didn't know what you're trying to say.
like
I'm an
puck
idiot guy.
bunnies. Like they're like,
think
oh, they
that
just
we-
want athlete, marry
That we
athletes,
want like
which is
attention, like negative
Yes.
attention.
You want
and
negative attention.
like, oh, you did a calendar, you posed in a bathing suit. I mean, did they do a calendar this year?
Did they?
No,
What?
it's changing.
That's
Yeah.
terrible. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we
That's-
sold them for charity. It's like,
Right.
yeah, we're raising
We used to
money
give
for
them away
kids
on
with
the
cancer.
show. No wonder we didn't give them away this year, because there wasn't any.
No.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, the LA Kings opened up this last season, right before the start of it, opened up a position for creative director. And I was like, I got the credentials for that. Let me apply. Had I been the creative director that Robitaille chose, we would have multiple calendars.
No, it was not.
It wasn't. I don't think
It
it,
wasn't
was
Luke's
his decision.
decision.
But who?
I'm
we
sure
don't know for sure.
someone involved in the creative process who did the hiring of the creative director was like, hey, women's calendar?
You'd be surprised.
Maybe it was a woman.
Maybe
Just
it was.
kidding. I don't even know who it is. So
Maybe it was.
maybe she was like,
Wow,
no.
what a travesty. But what I have noticed is, and I'm sure you ladies will notice this, is that most of the hate I see women get are from other women. And it's
Yeah.
usually from that woman that couldn't pull that off. And so
Yeah,
suddenly
I-
she's upset, and it's like, what's going on here? Women should be empowering each other. But these women are like, rah, I can't do that, and I'm not the one getting the attention.
They're just jealous.
Let's start a protest.
I mean, I agree. Women should empower each other, but I also like I'm a firm believer. I was like, if I don't like you, I don't want to like defend you or talk to you. It's not my fault if you take it like, oh, you should empower me. It's like, no, you're not good for me. So goodbye.
See, look
Do
at
you get
that.
what I'm
She's
saying?
applying logic. Oh my God, this is awesome. I really like it.
Well, we just had a conversation about
Yeah.
this.
Because you guys were in traffic together, so I'm sure you talked about this the whole way.
Yeah,
Well,
I've seen her
yeah.
a lot lately.
Yeah.
We talk about it
She
a
used
lot.
to live with
Empowering
me.
each other.
I used to live with her, yeah.
We empower.
Crazy,
I
right?
pump her up. Like, go on that date, girl.
Yeah.
Get
Awesome. So now, it's true. I believe before I go out onto my little adventures from the Bumble, I have various people on the Twitter and in real life are like, okay, watch out, she may be a scammer. Hey, make sure she lives in America
Catfished.
or
And
catfish.
most of the time, they're not who
and
they
they're
say
not.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
not.
I like when I was single. I like connected with Dane Cook on Bumble.
Dane.
Dane Cook. So I get it. I get what you mean, but I knew it wasn't Dane Cook.
Well, I ran into this. I recently met someone, and they happen to be American who lives in America. But like I was telling JR last week, the GPS thingy on the apps doesn't work really well because I ran into 6 Canadians who just happened to be in town who live in Canada, and I'm like,
Were they they're probably here, like in California.
no, they were in Los Angeles for the weekend or the
Okay,
week
yeah.
or whatever.
So
So I
felt like
matched with
you're-
them, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Canada. You know, we live in Los Angeles, so everyone's from everywhere except for me. I'm from here, and the Meg, she's local." So I was like, "Oh, cool, a Canadian. Hey, how long you been in LA? Oh, a couple of days. Wait, what?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving on Wednesday." And I was like, should have told me. I wouldn't have wasted my time."
Well,
Wait,
told
wa-
ya
was this
eventually.
for like a date?
Yeah,
situation?
yeah, and it happened
got it,
6
got it.
times in a row.
Well, maybe she wanted a green card. Like,
I make that joke all the time.
well, Rob's Canadian, so I always
Oh, there
make
you
that
go.
joke with him.
You're like, "Hey, I can make you a U.S.
I'm
citizen."
like, yeah, behave.
That's awful. Or if you get upset with him, I'll deport you.
Every time I
I have
fight,
ice
I'm
on
like,
speed dial.
yeah. Well, my cousin's an immigration lawyer, so you do me wrong, bye bye.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I love him.
Guys, be careful. Not only do you have to worry about getting married and losing half, you can get deported now.
Yeah. It's called extortation.
Don't ask me,
Is that a
I don't
word?
know.
Extortion.
Extortion is a word.
Which is
Illegal.
yes.
But now that you have it on camera, so I can't do it. So I'll have to figure out a different
which is
way.
something Scott Boras does, which segues me into Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander is a pitcher for the Astros who has made just over $200 million in his career, and he's been
That's it?
just $200 million.
Cash.
And he's been just raging on the Twitter about how there are so many baseball players that are still unsigned. The season starts in 2.5 weeks, and there's just a lot of big name players that aren't signed with anybody. And he's like, this is the owners being cheap, and this is, not right because they should get paid what they're worth. And it's like,
Do you want a pay cut, dude? Like,
well, it's not even that. It's just kind of like you have people like Scott Boras that are like, hey, here's my athlete. I want 30 million, 25 million, whatever per year. And it's kind of like, well, he's not worth that much. So if we offer you money and you decide to sit out, that's not our problem. We're willing to sign you to our team, only you don't want to take the tens of millions because you want hundreds of millions.
right.
And
Greedy.
yeah, and that coincides with the whole Machado Harper thing, how really, them signing a week and a half ago, it was like dead radio silence from World Series end to a week and a half ago, because once they signed, a few others did. But it's just, what do you feel is the issue there? Do you think it's more players being greedy, owners being cheap, or just people like Boris that are like, I need my cut needs to be higher?
There's no cap in baseball, is there?
There's a luxury tax.
I mean, to be honest, I hate the fact that athletes just make millions and millions of dollars in general, more than the military. So I'm always like, you're being greedy. Granted, I've never been on that side of the spectrum. On that side of the wall. Oh, I shouldn't say. I shouldn't talk about walls.
Terrible. She's trying to deport her boyfriend, fiance, husband.
Let it go, man.
All the above, baby daddy.
Baby daddy, and now she's trying to build the wall.
Yeah.
Now,
No, I'm not.
I'm all in favor of building that wall around California. I'm like, just build it around California.
Build it around my house.
All you out-of-state kids, just stay in whatever shitty city you're from. You're not going to make it here. We have enough waiters. You're not going
Unless
to
your
make it here.
parents have enough money to get you into
True.
college.
We have enough waiters. Oh my God.
Enough waiters.
No, I feel it all depends how much work you put in, what your raise is, and all that stuff. I can understand. You have to go deep. I go deep. I'd have to read about everybody and be like, yeah, they deserve it, or no, they don't.
Does anybody deserve $300 million?
Not Bryce Harper.
I think so. And there's a lot of discussion about what players are worth, especially when they compare it to women's sports, or when you look at things like MMA, where you're going in, getting your head bashed in for $2,500 if you win, plus an additional $2,500 bonus for whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You can't enjoy your money.
You're kind of like, well, if that's what you're worth, that's what you're worth. So in my opinion, you are worth what you bring in or what your agent can negotiate for you. So if you have someone like Machado who makes $300 million, but then you have, we used Max Muncy as the example last week. You have someone like Max Muncy who had a better year than Bryce Harper. It's kind of like, well, Harper has a name off the field. He can do shampoo commercials. Like the guy has a clean image off the field. He's got amazing hair. And
Yeah, but has he been in playoffs? Or not playoffs. Has he been at the World Series yet?
no, because the Nationals have never won a playoff series in their entire existence.
So, but he deserves that $300 million.
Well, he generated over $14 million. We're now 2 weeks in since he's been signed in jersey sales, concessions
Wow.
for the tickets.
Of course he did.
And actual season seats.
He could have smear a poop stain and it'll be worth
Exactly.
that much.
So, there's that. And, people like, Meg, you used to play ice hockey. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I will watch women's Olympic hockey and I will watch women's soccer without a problem. Can I watch women's basketball? Absolutely not.
Why?
Why?
Because basketball, first of all, basketball is already a terrible sport. And
I
then
can't watch basketball.
when you bring in women's basketball where it's nothing at all like men's basketball, and you expect hey, they bring in no revenue. The NBA actually subsidizes the WNBA. They pay for this league to exist, and the game is just severely different. Now, when you're looking at women's hockey, as long as you're not playing Cambodia, the teams are very competitive, and they hit each other, and they physically are capable of doing what the men do, only with other women. Same thing with women's soccer. When the women play, you're like, holy shit, they play the way the men should play, because they're not falling over and crying. So I would rather watch women's soccer than men's soccer, but then it comes in the whole, well, the men's World Cup literally brings in tens of billions of dollars in revenue versus the women's that doesn't. So to justify someone like Machado or someone like Lionel Messi getting paid what they paid versus some of the best athletes in the world that happen to be women, I could get that where it's like, well, you're not bringing in as much as these people. You know, same with women's tennis. I'll
I
watch
think
women's
because it's
tennis.
not as popular.
Right, so they're
And
not
that's
bringing in the
probably the
revenue.
only
Not here, at
reason why.
least.
Right, not here because we're not big on soccer, but in
No, I'm
America,
saying any just women's sport in general. It's just not as popular,
It's-
and that's why they don't get
yeah.
paid as much. The revenue isn't there.
right, and that's one thing that I was like, okay, because this popped up again on the Twitter, and it's like, I think people should get paid what they're worth, and your worth is dictated by what you bring in. If you're not, even as a male player, if you're not bringing in, you know, stats or putting asses in the seats, there's no reason why you should be getting paid like a top athlete. I mean, the NBA, the NHL, all these sports league, you are amongst the best 1% athlete in that particular sport in the world. But if you have no like incentive value to the club, doesn't matter if you're a pro athlete,
Yeah.
man or woman, it doesn't matter about your background or what country you're from. You're really, you are getting paid what you're worth. And in most cases, a lot of athletes aren't worth what they think they're worth. Because I feel everyone thinks they're worth more than they're actually
Oh,
worth.
yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever met anybody that wasn't like, oh, a raise? No, I don't deserve one.
Yeah, everybody wants more.
Right.
And that's fine. That's human nature. I just don't think a lot of them are realistic.
Define realistic.
Like, I've been here for years, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need a raise. Versus, like, I've brought the team to the World Series for the past 5 years. I deserve a raise. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. So the incentive that the individual brings in versus what they believe they bring in. So you need something, and I believe this too, you need something that backs up your, hey, I need a raise.
Yeah. Like,
versus,
okay, show me what you've done, please. What are your sales, your jersey sales? Like you've been saying.
right.
I agree.
Nice. It's like you brought a guest that's might as well be hosting my show.
That's
Why I brought her.
Just kidding.
What'd you say?
I said that's my plan to take over.
She's going to take over the show.
Just kidding.
Well, like I told you guys when we were not rolling yet, I tried to make this an all-ladies episode of the Best Coast Show, but
It would have been an all former LA Kings ice crew.
yeah,
show.
when I
Yeah.
spoke to the unnamed third party, or fourth party in this
Oh,
case.
you can't blast her.
No, of course not. She's awesome.
Oh,
She doesn't attack me via text message. And she uses like nice emojis.
She has a patience then.
Yeah, she uses nice
She's like a
emojis.
saint.
Yeah,
It's true. She
knows
uses
what
like a
she-
smiley face emoji.
I can't
and
hide my faces. Like if I'm mad, I'm like,
That's me.
I just have a
RBX.
resting bitch face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah,
I can't help it.
it's fine.
But yes, unnamed fourth party was like, I would love to do it. I just happened to be booked for something else, and it was my fault because I asked last minute.
Well, we could always do it again if you
That's what
still
I'm
like
saying.
us. Yeah.
I like it.
Damn.
Now,
She's like, damn.
segueing onto our roster, Clayton Kershaw. Does it matter if he starts opening day?
For me, I think so. He's our star pitcher. He's literally been carrying the team for the past how many years now? He's brought them to
7?
playoffs. Yeah, he's literally the OG at this point. He's been there the longest. I think he should start it. I know they're probably going to play him till what, June, and then stop. I think they should give him a rest. You can tell he's getting a little rusty, and that's fine. He's just tired. He's getting older. You can see it. But he's still the best to me in my eyes.
How old do you? I think he's 30 or 31.
I'm not saying like old as age, but I'm saying like you've been playing for so long, carrying the team on your back. Like, yeah. And not to like offend the Dodgers because they're the best team ever.
Why would they
But
get
I'm
offended?
saying it's always like no, I don't know. Like JT, I love JT.
Offensive,
like it's not like he's
is
not
that
doing anything. I'm not trying to
the
say.
ESPN Power Rankings last year had Clayton Kershaw at number 2 behind Mike Trout, the second coming of Jesus Christ. And this year, they knocked him down to like 41.
Kershaw?
Yeah.
I
And
missed
Walker,
that.
no, he's at 40. Walker Buehler's at 41. And then Corey Seager's at 48, I believe.
Ew. I'm not a fan of that, but I think they should start him. I think it's a big deal. He sells probably most of the
And
jerseys.
they get excited to see him, I think. So they
I
should.
wouldn't start him at all.
Why?
Because
He's back.
no,
He's
he's
fine.
clearly hurt. When I'm throwing and I have arm discomfort and I'm grunting when I don't normally grunt and I have a wacky delivery, I'm like, okay, clearly, sir, you're hurt. I understand you're from Texas and you're trying to be tough.
Well, that's what I mean.
get it.
Yeah, he's
We're going to fly you back to LA. You're going to have a full physical, MRI. You're going to have an x-ray. I want you sitting down, doing nothing. Maybe play some Xbox. Don't play too aggressively, though. Like, I need you to be healthy.
I agree,
It's all fine and
100%.
dandy when players want to be tough, and Meg's always trying to throw this in my face about, oh, well, a hockey player would have X, Y, and Z. Yeah, well, this isn't hockey.
This isn't
and,
hockey.
And baseball players get paid significantly
I mean,
more.
there's a point.
They've fought a couple times.
Baseball players get paid significantly more.
Yes.
And I would argue that your starting pitcher, your ace starting pitcher, your once-in-a-generational starting pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, is worth more to the team on and off the field than any one individual player in the NHL right now.
Yeah.
So to
It
lose
is
him,
What
true.
about Alex Ovechkin?
he's more valuable.
Clayton Kershaw is?
Clayton Kershaw's more valuable.
Maybe because the
both
Caps have better
financially,
players on their team than
both
the Dodgers
financially, and impact to the game. Because Clayton Kershaw has the ball in every pitch. Ovechkin is out there for like 24 minutes a night. He plays a
Isn't
third
he
of the
gonna
game.
get like 1,000 goals soon? Or is he already there?
1,000 goals?
Yeah.
No.
No, he's like he's
Yeah, I
about
think
to
I
pass
heard
someone
something.
up.
I heard something about
I
that.
don't know about 1,000.
No, yes.
He's been in the league for 12 years. That means he's averaging 80 goals a season.
We can Google that.
Go home,
Yeah,
you're
let's
drunk.
Google it.
Let's go back to Doogers. Doogers. I'm drunk.
Yeah, she's the one that's drunk. They wanted to bring beer into the
Not me.
studio,
No.
but we don't
I keep
allow
hitting my mic. I'm sorry.
beer in the studio because that's how you get ants.
I'll bring my ant spray. I'll bring some Raid next time. It's fine.
Some raid. Okay.
Right? That's what it's called?
So, yeah, personally, I don't believe that Clayton Kershaw should be starting if he's in the least bit
He
uncomfortable.
can come out like one pitch. What's the minimum right now? Till
Not
next,
yet.
Till next year. 2021?
Relief pitchers.
Oh.
We'll talk about that in a second. But I don't believe that if
I'm like-
my star player,
Baseball.
if my star player has the least bit of discomfort, I'm like, no, just bro, sit down. Let's nurse it.
Yeah. I mean, you have a valid point there. I'm not going to argue
Like, I
that.
don't need you to be tough and then cost us more games because you don't get to play.
Well, I mean, I'd be fine if he played for opening day and then just save
Even if
him
he's
for
hurt?
best for last. I don't think he's hurt right now. He wouldn't be in the roster if he wasn't hurt.
His fastball's dropped. His mechanics are off. He grunts when he throws.
Well, he just
He
got
says,
back.
I don't feel comfortable after this.
When did he say that?
That was like 3 or 4 days ago after one of his bullpen sessions.
Well
So
then,
don't play him. Keep
I have
him
arm
healthy.
discomfort.
well then keep him healthy till next in 2 Thursdays.
I mean, this is a guy who, in the last 4 years, went on the DL because of his plantar fasciitis, the thing in your leg, his hip, his back, and his, I believe, bicep, not his shoulder. And it's kind of like, those are all things you need to pitch. Like, you need the sole of your foot, and you need your hips.
I just think that he's just been overworked, and you're right. He needs time to just relax, chill.
That's why I wouldn't play him. I'd be like, no.
But then when would you bring him in?
When it's time. It's like,
When is it
like
time?
you hurt yourself sneezing?
You tell us, Coach.
Calm down. Well, I would be like, no, listen, stop bullshitting the trainers. We need to know whether you're healthy or not. Don't pretend to be tough.
I
'Cause
don't
you're,
think he pretends to be tough. I think
you're only hurting yourself and the team.
the one thing about athletes, they're very, very, very passionate. That they don't pretend they're tough. They just, I guess they would think that
Suck
they're
it up.
tough. They suck it up.
Right. Sucking it up is pretending to be tough.
I think there's a difference.
And it's kind of like you're worth way too much financially and in gameplay to be like, no, I'm good to take this guy out, and then that guy takes you deep for 2 runs, and suddenly
Well,
we're down.
Okay, you have a valid point. Let's call Roberts up and give him our
I would fire him.
speech.
I would fire him in a heartbeat.
Why? He's brought us to 2 World Series. Well, not.
Yasiel Puig said today when he was interviewed, he said, Dave Roberts never played our best players, and when he did, he would pull them. He would never play the right pitchers, and he would continue to leave players in after they've shown that they weren't good enough to play. I mean, Yasiel sounds like a bitter ex-girlfriend, but he's got a
very
point.
bitter. I mean,
Are you sad that he left?
Not at all.
Me neither. Me neither, because Dodgers
I
Twitter has
wasn't
been...
a fan of him. He didn't feel like a Dodger to me, unfortunately. And I
Well,
know I'm
clearly-
going to get
No,
backlash on
clearly
that.
he wasn't, because he said it. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I didn't give my all when I was there because I already had a contract.
He reminds me
Well,
of
then
a
shame
Shane
on him.
Victorino. You know when Shane Victorino came and he's like, I hate it here? I'm like, bye. Like, you know, nothing good ever comes from Boston except for Joe Kelly. I'm excited to see him, but we could talk about
From
him
Boston?
after. Joe Kelly.
No, you said nothing good.
Victorino.
Victorino came from the Phillies.
I thought he came from Boston.
Did he come from Boston?
Yeah,
I
Red
remember
Sox.
he played for the Phillies after they beat us twice in the playoffs, and then came out here and we started calling him the Crying Hawaiian.
Maybe when I knew his name for the first time, I knew he was on the Red Sox, and then I just didn't care about him, so I didn't care what team he was coming from when he came here.
Ah, interesting.
I can't stand him. But he's like the same level as Puig to me. I'm like, then get out of here. Bye. We didn't like you anyways. Or I didn't.
I remember when I met Jimmy Rollins. I was working in sports at the time, and I ran into Jimmy Rollins, and I had to use every ounce of professionalism I had in my body to not say, Jimmy Rollins, I hate you for hitting off Jonathan Broxton. But I was professional about it. Super nice guy.
Professional?
Super nice
you
guy.
kept your cool?
Yeah, I can be professional. He was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
So I was all like, Jimmy,
Don't you hate it when they're nice?
you ruined my childhood, but I respect you as an athlete and as a human. But you still ruined my childhood.
And
No,
what did
I
it
blame
say?
Tommy Lasorda for ruining my childhood.
What?
Yeah. It'll take me all day, but I can tell you these stories, and the audience doesn't have time for that.
No, I don't have time for that either.
So now let's talk about the rule changes that are being implemented. So earlier this morning, the MLBPA got together with the league, and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to implement in 2019 and 2020. And I think it's stupid that they're going to implement anything in 2019 because the season starts in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you should have given everybody at least a year heads up. But the biggest gripe that people are, angry about is the minimum 3-batter rule for relief pitchers. Give me your take.
I think in general, baseball needs to be shorter. Like, it's way too long already.
Clearly, you're not a baseball fan, but
No,
continue.
I am. I'm
Continue.
a huge baseball fan.
Continue.
But it takes a while. It takes a long time. So if you switch it up, then it's like you can't. I don't know. It's gonna
It's called a
make it go.
pastime for a reason. So
Yeah,
you can
but-
pass time.
Yeah,
That's
but
not why it's called that.
well, I feel like they play like what 160 something games a year.
162?
Yeah,
Those playoffs?
let's bring it down to 130. Like, let's relax. Maybe that's why Kershaw's like super freaking tired. I don't know.
It's a lot of
They
baseball.
get hurt a lot. Like, it's
It's
fine.
a lot of travel, but I don't mind the rule. I actually like it.
Yeah,
Now,
same.
the rule, assuming it's worked in, what I was reading today was it would only apply in extra innings, and it would only apply in the playoffs. It wouldn't apply during the regular season.
Right,
I would say, hey,
and that's fine.
right, and it's a 3-batter minimum, but it's either 3 batters or the end of the inning.
I will say that I'm gonna be bummed not seeing like a lefty hit a lefty or pitch to a lefty or whatever it is. It'll be a mix-up. So it's like at this point, it's like
Right, and people are saying, oh, this affects the strategy of the game. No, it doesn't.
not really.
What it does, it adds more strategy to the game because now you're handcuffed into, oh, this dude has to come in for a minimum X amount of batters. Mm-hmm. So you're like, what do I do? So now, Dave Roberts won't be burning the entire bench and bullpen by the 7th inning.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe they'll make him think differently, or it really is just adding an extra element to it. And I'm all in favor for it because one of the most annoying, frustrating things is the way the Dodgers play and the way I was going to say he manages, the way he reads off his cue cards. He changes pitchers every other batter, and it's extremely frustrating.
Like at World Series, he like brought in what's his face?
Manson?
No, he brought in someone for like one pitcher, did one pitch, and then switched him again. I'm like, for me, I'm a huge believer of momentum. Like, let's not mix that up. It's fine. It's just, but he would bring in one just for one person, and then he'd be gone. I forgot the name, so that was pointless. But if I knew the name of the pitcher, it was right off the top of my head, then this would make sense. But it was during World Series. That's what I remember. I was also pregnant,
What
so
time did you start drinking today?
I haven't even had one yet. But it's on the list.
This is normal for her.
No, I find it that women who do drink, get pregnant, don't drink for 9 months, and then after they're done breastfeeding, they drink excessively to make up for those like 11, 12 months that they weren't drinking.
Yeah, I mean, am I the only one that does that?
Don't ask me. I'm
That's
I'm
just
not a
something
mom.
I've read online somewhere.
Do you know how many times when I was pregnant I needed a drink? Like,
Multiple times?
I wish.
But
men could be
clearly you
pregnant.
didn't, right? Because right
No.
now I'm ripping through Mad Men on Netflix, and everyone, including the pregnant ladies on the show, were drinking and smoking.
That
It
was
was
a
like
thing in
back
the
in the
50s.
day.
Right,
Yeah.
the show takes place in the 1960s, but they're just drinking and smoking, and you're like, lady, you're pregnant, or you're holding the baby.
Well, I mean, I hold my baby and have a drink. I won't smoke.
But you're not smoking.
I don't smoke. Yeah.
Right.
But I'll have a drink. But I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, there was many times that I wanted to drink and I didn't. So I gotta make it. It's very hard being pregnant. I wish you guys could get pregnant for 1 day, 1 hour of your life.
1 hour?
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be the 9th month. It could be the 6th month.
The 6 month where we're showing?
Yeah, you're showing and you're uncomfortable and you're still sick. You're still throwing up. And
Terrible.
yeah, I won't keep going. Yeah.
You'd never
Terrible.
make it.
No,
would
no.
never.
If men could get pregnant, like, birth control would be like a thing. Like a thing where it's kind of like, yeah, you're going to have to take the shots and take a pill and use those little ringy thingies and those little key stick thingies, and here's some bubble gum because that'll prevent you from getting pregnant too. And then like the beer would have contraceptives in it too, just to make sure that you don't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'd make sure we'd cover ourselves.
What a tangent this is.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the first time for everything.
There's we talk about a multiple subjects that we tangent off all the time
Yes.
because we were just talking about the new rule changes.
I'm a tanger.
You're a who?
A tanger.
What's a tanger?
I don't know. You said tangements, tanger.
I don't think that's a word.
I was trying to be funny,
Again,
but
still drinking.
clearly I'm not that
still
funny.
drinking.
There's only
We
one funny
need
person on the
drinks.
show, and that's me.
Okay, well let's
tell
jump
us a
over to
joke.
jump over to Megan.
I don't have jokes. I'm just like, I'm like there.
In the
I'm
moment
like,
funny?
Yeah.
She looks
Yeah.
funny.
I was gonna say that, but then I would get
That's
a bad.
like the oldest joke in the book, guys.
It really is.
Get some
At
new
least I know
material.
it, but it's fine.
Terrible. But
She is really funny, though, I will say.
let's update people on our King's bet. So I'm gonna put a little asterisk on it. So
You're totally losing, by the way.
exactly, that's why I'm putting a little asterisk on it. So for those of you who remember, the Meg and I made a bet where going into this season, we were arguing about who would have more points throughout the end of the year. She took Kopitar. I took the Russian. Well, I don't want to call him the Russian rocket.
Because that's Ovechkin.
Yeah. My Russian spy, Kovalchuk, was going to have more points. Well, he got hurt. He
Yup.
missed 3 weeks and 10 games. So
Yup.
he's clearly, what is it, like 12 points, 13 points below
I don't know.
Kopitar?
I know Kopitar was surpassed. him.
Either way,
But we
everybody
still have
has-
enough time. We still have enough time for Kovalchuk to weasel his way into.
I think he like
these
scored a
10
goal in
points.
his first game back after he was
It's
injured,
not.
too.
But what's
I
not
was like, of
fair?
course.
What's not fair is that they were playing on the same line for a while. So anytime one of
Yeah.
them would get a point, so would the other one.
Now they're just changing the lines up every day.
Well, no, because we're in. It's Operation Team Tank.
I just think we should finish in last. Just why not?
We are in
We might
last.
just-
No, we're in
no.
29.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's worse than us? The Blues? The
Detroit,
Blackhawks.
Detroit
Ottawa.
is like tied with us, and then Ottawa is like 31st.
last.
Damn.
Yeah, but I think we should just shoot for last place.
What's your bet? Like, what
Oh
do
well,
you get?
the bet was that if I won, the Meg would have to go to a Kings game with me. In a.
Darn, I'm sorry.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, and
In
another
a
jersey.
Russian athlete jersey or a Soviet jersey with full-on Russian gear
That I would have to pay for.
that she would have to pay for.
That's the
She'd have to wear the
problem.
gloves and the little Russian hat
heck
and the
no.
boots, and she'd have to have a Russian accent, and we would call her a different Russian name every time, and I'd give her Russian dolls to play with while she was at the game, and then we would figure out a way to weasel her to be on camera.
Oh.
And if I lost,
I highly doubt that you'd get on camera, though.
Yeah, they'd
What?
be like, "Who's this? We don't care."
believe me, we can send a couple text messages and get her on camera.
To who?
When they find out it's
That's
one
why they
of us,
would.
they wouldn't.
That's why they would.
No,
and they're
they
like, wait,
wouldn't.
wait, and you're dressed as a Russian? This is awesome.
No.
Yeah, I doubt it.
It would be great.
I'll bet you that it won't happen. How about that?
Assuming that,
That
she
she
loses the bet,
loses, yeah.
and that we can't get her on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
If that lady is still running it, she ain't gonna put you on.
Yeah.
She wouldn't put me on.
Why would they?
Why wouldn't
Why
they?
wouldn't they?
No,
Or
why would they?
why
You're not
would
going to
they?
be all dressed up as a Russian.
No, I just think because they know who she is.
She's going to look a little bit different. She's going to be wearing the fuzzy hat,
Nah.
the Soviet star,
she can
a
see.
hammer and sickle.
She's got her goggles up there, her binoculars. She can see everything.
I'm sure we can figure it out.
Okay.
He's
hey,
so optimistic.
You know what?
about
I'm
this.
very
That's
optimistic.
fine. Oh, I just spit. Ew. Yeah, that's fine. I that'd be funny if she did. I would
It
love
would be
to be there
amazing.
and be like,
Now, if I
know
lose the
her.
bets, I have to wear Meg's Lady Ducks jersey to a game,
oh,
which I don't think would fit me. I think it'd fit me too big, so we might have to tailor it.
You think it'd be too big?
Yeah, hockey jerseys are huge. I'd be swimming in it.
I was like 13, dude.
Still,
He's a troll.
Oh my god.
Trolly
I'm
troll.
just saying. It's true.
It is not true. Be nice.
You think I wear like an extra large?
I'm
bra?
empowering my woman.
Probably.
Be nice.
Well, because of the pads and stuff. Clearly,
Yeah, I
cle-
was 13.
Clearly,
How
the
big do
jersey
you
you
think she
wear
was?
today,
I
going
wear
to
a
the
kid's extra
stadium,
large now.
exactly, that's fitted, and you're like walking, and it's like women
like a
cuts.
dress.
Clearly, the jersey you wore as a player is not fitted
I think
and
you'd fit in it.
dress-like.
Don't worry about it. You're not gonna have to get it altered or anything.
We're gonna have to get it altered.
Oh, hell
We're
no.
gonna have to have it tailored.
Okay, well that'd be fun. I would like to see that,
That
too.
would be very fun.
Yeah. So who do you want to win, Kopitar or Kovalchuk?
Kopitar.
Duh.
Yep.
But I like Kopitar
But
better.
the idea would be better that we get to dress you up.
That's something I would love to see. Also,
Exactly,
like
thank you.
Megan wouldn't be caught dead looking like that at Staples Center.
It'd be great.
Usually I like to wear baseball hats so nobody says hi to me.
But you'd still be wearing a hat. You'd be wearing the fuzzy Russian hat.
Yeah, but then everyone's gonna be like, "Who dat?"
Oh, and I could also we can take
You
in.
should go.
We should take in a
During
fake
warm-ups.
hammer and a fake sickle.
I should
And
go during
anytime
warm-ups.
anyone does anything, you can just start doing this with it.
A what?
A hammer and a sickle.
Yeah.
You know we're not going to get in with that.
No, with a plastic one, the toy ones, like you would at a cosplay convention or something.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. You'd be like flat out Soviet.
I mean, a bet is a bet, but we'll see.
I think it's going to work. But now, like you said, the team's in 30th place or whatever. I've been getting emails about my season seats and how Robitaille is going to have like a second State of the Union for the club, which they don't do. They only do one, but we're having a second one because apparently he's going to pep talk us all into spending for more season seats by telling us what the team is going to do to
Oh.
secure a future.
Well, let's hope so because. Well, yeah.
You
They're
can't
not
just say
gonna do
because and not say anything to finish it.
I mean, A for effort. We're trying to get everybody.
But we haven't had the effort. I think that's what the problem is.
I was just telling her in the car, I think that each player, they are really good at what they do, but as a team, they're just not
They're
playing
just
well
not
as a team.
vibing. They're not vibing.
I don't know if it's Willie, like the
We
coach. I
fired
don't-
our coach.
and then we got
What
a new
if they're
coach.
like?
and
What
it's
if they
still
like
not
hate
doing
each other
anything.
in real life and they're
They
all
might.
like screwed? Like they're like girls. Like
Well,
ugh.
I don't think so, and here's why I don't think so.
You're dressed
I don't think so
better than me.
either. But
And here's why I don't think so.
bro.
So
my stick.
maybe when you guys are on ice crew together, there might be some bickering. Some of you
There
might.
never was, by the way.
Some of you might
Yeah, there
even
was.
be roommates together
with
because you
who?
get along, and you go to bars or whatever.
Oh,
These
okay.
guys literally made multi-million-dollar commitments to buy homes across the street from each other.
Yeah, I really don't feel bad for them.
Yeah, so I don't think they dislike each other because it's kind of like, oh,
They spend way too much time.
I'm not
with each
getting
other.
along with you, but I'm still buying a house right next door. You and I, we're sharing a wall, goddammit.
Sometimes
I
they're
don't know.
just-
I don't know what it is.
No, I really was just joking. I think they all get along. Guys are way better than girls when it comes to getting along.
Oh, absolutely.
But they're just not playing as a team.
They
And
suck. They suck.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
And
they're angry.
It pains
don't
me
know.
to say that.
And
I
here's the
wouldn't
thing: it's
say
kind of like it's Kopitar, Dowdy, Quick. Like you have a really solid, down the line, award-winning
Yeah.
team.
Like, they're good as individuals, but as a team, they're just not doing it right now. Quick is not the goalie he used to be. I don't know if it's because the defense isn't there, or I don't know. We just can't score goals. We did beat the Ducks last week, which was nice. But
Yeah, I was like, if we could beat the Ducks, which
No,
well, they're
they're
not
like in
even that good right
27th
now.
place,
Yeah, never
like-
At
mind.
one point, I believe they
They're-
lost like 11 games in a row.
yeah,
And
something like that.
I don't know who said this. I was reading it on Twitter, but for about 5 weeks, there were no W's, either in Anaheim or Los Angeles. Like
Well, it was
collectively,
like battle of who's the worst
yeah,
team in
collectively
SoCal.
for about almost 5 weeks, neither team had
You
won
mean
a game.
in LA or in LA?
Anaheim.
No, LA or in LA.
Anaheim?
Oh shoot, I'm talking about the Angels. See, I'm a baseball
Also
girl.
in Anaheim?
There are
but there's
those
Also-
Los Angeles Angels
Also
in Anaheim.
in Anaheim?
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Also
as a
in
team.
Anaheim?
Yes, I know
They
that.
call that Staples Center South, by the way, the pond.
Either way, it's still in Anaheim,
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
know.
I know.
Orange County, a completely
saying-
other county.
I said SoCal.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
They are the Los Angeles Angels, though. That's what I was referring to.
Of Anaheim.
Okay.
I heard they're going to maybe make a stadium in Long Beach,
Ooh, I did hear about that too.
and that the Angels would be moving to Long Beach.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be for a while.
I don't know when, but I did hear that.
Their
But
lease
then
was
they're-
up, but this
Right.
isn't about Angels, so
saying.
let's move on.
Mike Trout. We need Mike Trout. No. I would personally carry Mike Trout from Angel Stadium to Dodger Stadium.
He is
It would
really
take a
good.
while, but I would
No, I know.
personally do it.
That's fine. I'd love to watch that.
How about we need some help for the LA Kings? Someone do something.
Well, we're already Team Tank. We're almost guaranteed now to have a top 3 pick. It's just a matter of, okay, can we just make sure that we
Yeah, we
lose
also
more
didn't-
games in Detroit?
We also didn't pick anyone in like this trade.
Oh, well, I mean,
rounds.
you tried moving pieces, and I guess
Yeah, but
people
we
didn't
didn't,
want
like,
to take on
acquire
salary.
anyone.
No, you didn't have to acquire anybody because you're Team Tank. You want to get rid of people who are getting paid too much money and eating your salary cap. Stupid Mike Richards still eating salary.
When is that over?
I
Couple
believe no, because when we first found out about this, I
was like 3 years,
I
I
was
thought.
telling Curtis, "Hey, your kid's gonna graduate college, and we'll still be paying Mike Richards."
Oh,
so it's probably like
That's funny.
2024 or something, because it drops down. it halves every year once it hits 1.4 million, which I believe last year was the year it hit 1.4 million, and then it just starts to halve.
I want to be like, who? Like, obviously I know who Mike Richards is, but
Yeah, but it's like, hey, stupid, you got caught literally smuggling drugs
No, that was
across
Jared
the border.
Stoll.
No. Jared Stoll got caught with cocaine in Vegas. Okay.
across
he
the
got-
border.
Mike
Oh.
Richards had prescription pain medications that he did not have prescriptions for and tried taking them from the United States into Canada. He was literally
Oh,
drug
I forgot
smuggling.
about that.
So he got arrested for that.
Was
so
he drunk?
I don't know if he was drunk. He might have been. But at that point, the NHL should have been like, you know what? Federal
It's
crime.
just because he got caught.
Assuming he was doing this in any country in Asia, they
Everyone
would have cut
else
off his
does
hand.
it.
So I'm just saying the NHL should have been like, hey, you broke federal law. That you are not entitled to your contract. But no, we're
Oh, yeah,
still
totally.
we're still paying Mike Richards.
Sick.
That's terrible. That's so terrible.
Good times.
But
This is a great time for the Kings
I think that
fans.
takes us into our gift of the day. Guys, our gift of the day, we don't know if you've seen this, but this kid scores his very first goal ever in a Pee Wee hockey game. He gets the puck off the break and scores, but doesn't do very well with the celebration. But I'd say, hey, act like you've been here before, but the kid had literally never been there before.
You know what? That's probably how I would look also scoring.
Someone didn't lock that bench gate very well.
Also,
I think it was open. Was it open?
no, the kid runs into it and falls right through.
So that wasn't locked.
I mean,
don't think.
honestly, I
Poor
probably
guy.
wouldn't have locked it either because these kids, they like their head doesn't even go above
Yeah,
the.
they can't jump over it.
Yeah, I mean, did any of that stuff happen? Like, did you guys both know how to skate before you joined Ice Crew?
I didn't.
Did you ever just
I was
like
a beginner.
totally eat shit?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
I had
During
I was
the
never
game?
on ice.
Wait,
no, I was never
I
on
had
ice
a-
because
I
I
had
sucked.
a time hop come up 2 days ago of the day that I fell on the ice.
Oh
and I was like, well, it happened in front of
She
18,000
starfished.
people. I like starfished
Starfished.
across the ice.
I
My
wish we had
shovel went
footage.
flying.
What? Why don't we have this video? We
I
should be
wish
posting
we
it.
had
was
footage.
mortifying.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'm sure
has a
one,
video.
maybe one fan
Someone,
in the world
somebody
has it.
somewhere. Okay, guys, what year was this? You were 2013, 2014?
No.
Are you serious?
2014, 2015.
2015, 2016.
We
We were on the same year.
Okay, so Kings fans, if you can find this segment of the 2015-2016 team where
It'll
the
never
Meg
be
eats
found.
shit on the ice
It'll
at
never be
Staples,
found.
send it to us, please. We will give you a
I
reward.
burned the
It would
footage.
be amazing. No, it's the internet.
Honestly, I would love to
Honestly,
see it
I
because
would
I
love to
ate,
see it.
Somebody
I ate
somewhere
it
has
really
it.
hard.
Like that one girl. I don't know what her name was, but she was a nice girl. You already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because we actually talked about it the
And
other
she's
day.
in the
Yeah, we talk about it
background.
all the time.
Kings just won the 2014 title. She's in the background, and like Kurt Suzuki's talking, blah blah blah, and she just slips and eats total shit.
But that is the other gift
She
of the
lands
day.
forward.
That needs to be
Can
a
we have
gift.
2 gifts of the day?
no.
That was funny.
gotta
I
put
wish
that
that
on
was
there.
me because I'd be like, yeah, dude, that shit happens.
I'm sure she's totally like,
But,
she,
like,
she knows that was like
you had
mortifying.
heels on the ice, right? Was she in heels?
Yes.
Girl,
She was celebrating.
girl, I feel you, but
Why would you have heels on the ice?
I
She
I
was
mean,
celebrating.
having shoes on the ice is already dangerous. Having
don't know.
skates on ice is already dangerous, as
is.
you've shown us.
I only
oh
felt
my
once.
god, that was really
Still,
funny.
it's
though.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun though.
I don't think I have any. Someone spilled beer on me in the audience, but I don't think there'd be any footage of that.
Tragic.
That's common. I get beer spilled on me all the time.
Well,
On purpose, yes.
Because he trolls people in person as
right.
well.
That's not my fault.
it's how they feel.
Exactly, it's how they feel about
It's a reflection of themselves.
Yeah.
it. It is.
Even though you're being a
can't.
bully, but it's fine.
It's true. And guys, again, we're going to mention the 6th annual Dodger Blogger Tournament. That's going to be April 27th. You can go to thelfp.com, and you can either register for our team, assuming you're a good player. But if you're not, you can help us be a counter, like a counter ringer, where if you want to support us, but you suck, go sign up for one of the other teams and help them tank, because you'll still be helping us. It's like what the Dodgers do. They're
No,
like,
that's
hey,
cool.
we're going to pay you to go play somewhere else. So essentially, that's what you would be doing for us. But if you're good, sign up for our actual team because we want to win. And I think we are guaranteed a championship this year because since the tournament started, we play every year. And every year we move up one level. Last year we lost in the championship game. So having lost, first round of playoffs, second round of playoffs, semifinals, finals, this year we're like default winning.
Is this fast pitch or slow pitch?
No, it's intramural slow pitch. It's for the mission charity. So we're trying to gather a bunch of things so that we can help out the less fortunate, people that are with the mission, LA mission charity.
Fun fact.
So we do it for a good cause, but more importantly, we need to win this year.
Yeah. You don't want to suck.
You don't want to suck. So you guys can check that out, the lfp.com, and everything goes to the LA mission. So you guys should really check that out.
Cool.
That's an awesome charity.
You got anything else before we leave?
No, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Meg? Is this like we're not going to see you for like 3 or 4 months?
Probably.
Jesus.
Meg,
No
I'm
commitment.
sorry. I work.
I'm available.
I work.
I work too.
Everyone works.
I work like 15 hours a day.
I work like
You work in production. You knew that going in.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know that's why I'm not available.
unless you're available on weekends.
I already said, hey, we could put a whole mic setup at your place, and you're like, no.
But that's because I
I can
get
fill
up,
in for her if you
I
didn't
get up
like
at
me.
4
It's
a.m.
fine.
That's
and I
true.
get home at 9 p.m.
So like
I'm not doing a
somewhere
show.
between like 9:15 and 10:15.
Is when I sleep.
We could totally like.
She gets up like at 5
We're
or
never
4
gonna do
a.m.
Best
Yeah,
Coast
I get up
nights
real
if
early.
we don't, set
You
that
gotta
whole
catch
thing
me
up.
when I'm not doing my show, like right now.
But you're on a show now.
That's what I'm saying.
When she's not doing other
I'm not
shows.
doing my Food Network stuff.
Oh, your Food Network's big timiness.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. All right, guys, but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter at Best Coast Show.
Tragic.
You can follow all the behind-the-scenes action on the Instagram, also at Best Coast Show. You can follow the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, anywhere podcasts are heard. But that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.